Black school children are likely to face tougher punishments than other pupils because they're viewed as less innocent and more like adults. A new report from the Commission on Young Lives in England says a racial bias known as adultification means black children have lower levels of safeguarding. Concerns have been growing since the case emerged of Child Q, a 15-year-old girl who was strip-searched at her school in London without an appropriate adult present. Our Community Affairs correspondent Adina Campbell has this report.
Black girls and boys are treated differently.
Yeah, 100%. I do think that there's a lot of problems with racism.
In South London, these teenagers say the way they look affects their experiences in and out of school.
A few days ago, I got stopped and searched.
Did you understand the nature of the search? Did they kind of go through why they stopped you and explained?
No, I asked for the police station, the name. They didn't give me nothing. I just left.
This is their reality. And last month, the shocking case of Child Q, the 15-year-old black girl who was strip-searched at school by police, led to angry protests. This case yet again adds to the wider issue of how black people are treated by the authorities in this country, exposing more resentment, more fear and more mistrust in places where young people should feel safe. Today, a new report chaired by England's former Children's Commissioner, looking at how to improve support for vulnerable young people, has made a number of recommendations.
It starts with training for teachers, I think, to have anti-racist practice and racial discrimination as part of that initial teacher training. It isn't at the moment. To have recruitment drives to get more black teachers into the classroom and in senior leadership roles and in governor roles too. At the moment, 90% of teachers are white, especially in primary school.
He's actually huge.
The government says the teaching workforce is becoming more diverse, and it strengthens safeguarding guidance for schools with regular training for staff. But child safeguarding leaders are becoming increasingly worried about a racial bias known as adultification, where black children, like Child Q, are met with suspicion rather than care.
Black girls tend to be perceived as being loud, as being aggressive and being hyper-resilient. So if we want to, again, explore the adultification of black girls, let's look at the history. We have to root it within, or place it within, slavery and colonialism.
These mums, who are also local authority and school governors, say everyone has a responsibility.
If you have an understanding of the injustices and the discrimination that is happening towards young black girls, you are more than capable to be in a position to say, hang on, I don't agree with this. Let me insert myself onto a governing board and actually use my privilege to be able to speak up on behalf of that community or on behalf of young black girls.
My black skin isn't a threat. Their black skin isn't a threat. Her tears are just as important as your tears.
In the case of Child Q, the Metropolitan Police has apologised, and the Independent Office of Police Conduct is expected to release the findings of its investigation next month. Adina Campbell, BBC News.